The good news is we have new Game of Thrones content. The bad news is it's not the Winds of Winter. But it's the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, so maybe that'll be good. I mean, they did have a crappy first episode. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but why? Why did they have to show him defecate on camera? Like, what makes it hilarious is that Sir Duncan the Tall even tried to have some privacy, even though he's out in the middle of nowhere. He's out in a field, and he was like, let me hide behind this tree, and you can completely still see him. It wasn't hiding anything. And then he starts dropping bombs, and I don't know, man. Now, I'm not going to go back and rewatch it, but do you think he had a stunt double for that? Or do you think he just loaded up on fiber the night before, like a high fiber diet and Taco Bell, and just let it rip? Yes, this entire video is just going to be talking about that scene. No, but damn, he got some range too. Right as that scene concluded, DoorDash arrived with my chicken nuggets, and I was not pleased. The first episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, I feel like that name's too long. I'm going to have to shorten it somehow. But the first episode was filled with these genuine and sincere moments. If the show is just a hedge knight and his squire journeying through Westeros, having an adventure, joining tourneys and whatnot, great. That'll be a great change of pace from the 26 POV massive epic fantasy series that I love, but it'll be nice to see something more focused, more personal, and Sir Duncan the Tall seems really likable, right off the bat. I'm really excited to see this very straightforward, focused storyline, which is funny because hearing about the show, I wasn't excited at all. I knew it was coming in January, I had heard about it, and then January came by. In January, the days are flying by. And my mom had actually told me, oh, are you going to watch the new Game of Thrones show tonight? And I was like, what? That's tonight? Okay, yeah, sure. But I wasn't even paying attention. I wasn't looking out for it. I was getting kind of bored of House of the Dragon. Season 1 was good. But then Season 2 came out, and it's like we have setup after setup, more setup, and the payoffs didn't really feel like payoffs. There just wasn't enough stuff in it. Not enough things happened. If you order soup and it's all broth, and sure, it could taste good still, but there's no meat in it. It needs more stuff. Unlike war wonton soup. You get it, tons of stuff. And what I'm saying is shows need these big climactic moments to release the tension. If you build up the tension and you build up all these reasons, the audience cares, we care, and you have to relieve that in some way, in hopefully a satisfying way. There were plenty of times where I was watching Game of Thrones and I was like, okay, here's another build-up episode, which was great because I know eventually it led to an emotionally intense payoff. And sure, sometimes the cookie doesn't crumble the way you'd like it to. Sometimes they go in a direction you hate, something terrible happens, but there's a payoff. There's a valve from which you can release story tension, and then you can build back up, and the audience trusts you because they know something will happen. This road leads to a payoff of some kind, House of the Dragon Season 2, I feel like, man, nothing's really going to happen. I don't know. And I know the world of A Song of Ice and Fire. I have the history book. And so I know the bullet points of what happens and who dies and who lives and all that. But still, I'm like, man, this should have been one crazy action-packed season, maybe two at most. And it could have been, one really just insane season or really good 2 seasons. But I think they're dragging it out to 3 or 4. And kind of like The Hobbit, where it's there's just filler, and it's just it's stretched out, and it's this could have been so much better. All of that to say, I hope there's a payoff in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms to capitalize on how good the setup has been so far. It's, 1 episode in, but we've established, we already know the world, but we've established the characters, some of the players, some of the chess pieces that will move around. Obviously, episode 1, we're setting things up. Makes sense, but then it feels so personal. We're not jumping from person to person. It's just Sir Duncan the Tall and then his squire Egg, and we'll see what happens. I know it's based on the book. I haven't read the book, so I don't know, is it literally just tournament after tournament, and that that's like all they do. I don't know. I don't want to know. I'll find out on the show. It's like 5 30-minute episodes or something like that. It's really short, so it'll go by fast. But I enjoy the time we spent with Sir Duncan the Tall so far. Dunk is such a likable character. He's just kind of meandering, it seems like. Like, he wants to be a knight who competes in these tourneys. And is he actually a knight? Like, I know he said he was, and he's like, oh, you know, sir, whatever, knighted me and whatnot. But I almost want, like, it sounded like he was knighted when there was nobody around and the other knight was, like, on his deathbed or right about to die or something. So I wonder if he's telling the truth. And again, I haven't read the books. Don't tell me. I want to find out in the show if that's a big reveal, or maybe he is telling the truth and there's nothing to reveal. Maybe that's the case. I hope it is. But if not, honestly, like, if he lied and was just trying to make a name for himself, that's kind of cool. I think most of us know who Egg is. I didn't read the book, but, like, if you watch Game of Thrones, I feel like you know who Egg is. I won't talk too much about that for the people who haven't made that connection. That's interesting. I wonder what role Egg's family will take in this story. Now, of course, we have to talk about Lionel Baratheon. The man is a scene stealer. Like, he's got good vibes. I really hope he's not the villain of the story. I hope he's just a cool side character or maybe even a good guy. But man, I hope he's not the villain because I really like him. He's so likable. We haven't had a character with this much aura since the Red Viper of Dorne. You know, kind of a similar vibe of just he fights, he parties, he's just a chill guy who's not a chill guy. You know, he just seems like a fun, intense person. This man came in and killed it, and I totally believe he's the ancestor of Robert, Renly, and Stannis. Now, I see a lot of people saying he's nothing like Stannis, but when he has those serious moments, and he has that cold menace, the same one that Stannis the Man has had, you know, it's there. I love how this man just loves to party. Like, stories need that. You need the fun. You need the levity. Like, what are we all fighting for? It's the good stuff. It's the joy. It's the happiness. It's these moments. Sure, fun and joy are just as fleeting as misery and pain, but it's all part of the human experience. And in life, you get all of it. But I feel like too many stories don't capture the fun in life. The big emotional payoff of winning and succeeding, it just hits harder when you show those moments. Like in Lord of the Rings, you know, it starts off with a party. You know, these people had fun. Before Sauron comes back and messes everything up for everyone, you know, they were happy. And that's what they were trying to get back to. Well, hopefully this first season is a good one. Let me know what you think of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms so far. Are you excited for the season? Are you kind of done with Game of Thrones stuff? How are you feeling? I'll check back in at the end, and we'll see. Hopefully this is a good one. Please like the video and watch more stuff here.